People always think being a Border Patrol officer means catching bad guys, chasing smugglers, maybe pulling a few all-nighters in the desert. They never tell you about the silence, the emptiness, the miles of nothing where your own thoughts start talking back at you. My name's Larry Mitchell. I've been with Border Patrol for over 10 years. I've seen desperation, bravery, greed, and everything in between. But there's one day I can't forget. A day when the desert showed me something I never thought I'd see. It was July, that kind of heat where the air ripples like boiling water. I was covering a quiet sector near El Paso, Texas. They call it the dead zone, because not even coyotes like to cross there. Flat land, no shade, just sun, sand, and bones of old fence posts. I'd been driving for about 40 minutes when I noticed it. A faint glint of metal through the haze. About a mile off-road, half buried in the sand, was an old blue pickup truck. Now we see abandoned vehicles all the time. Smugglers, migrants, stolen cars. Usually the people are long gone, but as I pulled closer, something felt off. The driver's side door was open, the keys still in the ignition, and inside I heard crying. At first, I thought it was a cat, or maybe a radio left on. But then the sound sharpened, high-pitched, fragile. It was a baby. I ran to the back seat, and there she was. A newborn girl, red-faced and sweating, wrapped in a pink blanket that smelled faintly of smoke and perfume. Next to her was a half-empty baby bottle and a crumpled note written in shaky Spanish. Please take care of her. Her mother didn't make it. My training kicked in. I called dispatch immediately. Unit 14. I've got an abandoned vehicle with a live infant, requesting immediate medical support. Coordinates incoming. The reply came fast but cold. Copy that, Unit 14. Closest backup is 25 minutes out. 25 minutes in this heat could kill a grown man, let alone a newborn. I took off my hat and shaded her face. Then I poured a bit of water into the cap of my canteen and let a few drops touch her lips. She calmed down. Just a little. Then, out of the corner of my eye, I noticed something. Fresh tire tracks, heading away from the truck, toward the border fence. Something didn't add up. If the baby was left behind, who took the other vehicle? I called it in again, but got no response. Radio interference. Happens all the time out there. So I secured the infant in my vehicle, turned on the AC, and started following the tracks on foot. After about 15 minutes of walking through scorching sand, I spotted movement near a cluster of desert shrubs. A figure, small, hunched. I raised my weapon, shouted, "Border Patrol, stay where you are." No response. When I got closer, I realized it was a woman, barefoot, skin burned from the sun. Her lips were cracked, eyes half open. She whispered something so faint I could barely catch it. My baby. I gave her water, and she drank like she hadn't seen water in days. Then she grabbed my wrist hard and said, "Don't let them find her." That's when I noticed something else. A bullet wound grazing her shoulder. Not deep, but recent. This wasn't just another desert crossing. Someone had shot at her. I radioed again, finally got through. Unit 14. I've got a wounded female. Possible gunfire. Need med evac ASAP. While I was talking, she started mumbling something. Names. Numbers, places. One name stood out. Carlos Dimas. That name sent a chill down my spine. I'd heard it before. DEA had an active file on him. A cartel boss specializing in human and drug trafficking. I pressed her for more, but she was fading fast. She managed one last sentence. He killed my sister. She tried to run. I ran too. Then she passed out. Medics arrived 20 minutes later. They took her and the baby. I stayed behind to log the scene. That's when I found something hidden under the truck's back seat. A black duffel bag. Heavy. When I unzipped it, it was full of diamonds. Dozens of them wrapped in cloth. That's when everything started to make sense. This wasn't just human trafficking. It was smuggling jewels across the border. And whoever shot her wasn't just trying to stop her. They were trying to erase her. Back at HQ, we ran the truck's plates. It belonged to a man registered as Carlos Dimas's driver. DEA took over the case immediately. They traced the diamonds, cross-referenced the serials. It led to a cartel operation spanning 3 states. And all of it unraveled because one woman found the courage to run with her baby into the desert. A week later, I went to visit her at the hospital. The nurse met me outside her room. Her eyes said everything. The woman didn't make it. She'd succumbed to dehydration and infection. But the baby, she survived. Barely, but she made it. The nurses said she'd been crying less lately, that she'd started responding when people talked to her. One of them told me she smiles every time someone says, Hope. When I looked at the file, I saw the name they'd given her, Hope. Months passed. The DEA took down Dimas's network, partly thanks to the evidence from that truck. He's behind bars now. Sometimes justice does find its way through the sand. And me? I still patrol that same sector. Every time I drive past that old stretch, I slow down near the place where I found her. Sometimes, I swear I can hear a faint cry carried on the wind. Not sad, but alive. Like the desert itself remembers. And whenever the sun sets over those endless dunes, I whisper to myself, they never found her. And they never will.